We've got some key achievements, and I'll list maybe three of them because there's so many to note. But the biggest thing is creating a existing community composting hub. It's fully functioning. So from now on, it can be self-sustaining essentially. So we're really proud of that, the fact that this exists as part of the Net Zero Fund project, but it's going to be going on and on as long as the community want it. So that's a huge bonus for us. The second is that we've made a huge impact with Network. So we are sort of part of, we work really closely with the Greenhouse in St Albans and Sustainable St Albans Schools Network. So we've kind of been able to make real connections to educate the wider community, so reaching out with workshops, Bokashi workshops, Johnson Sue workshops, and then also doing some consultancy in schools, so enabling schools to look at what resources they have on site and transforming that into compost with the children themselves. So that has been really huge as well. And then I think the last thing is that we've actually been able to, and we'll continue to, take food waste out of landfill, to take food waste locally, to remain hyper-local composting. So far we've got 1.5 tons of compost living and enriching itself. The microbes are doing the work, but we know that that's going to go back and regenerate local soils, and the subscribers will be able to use that. So it's something that my biggest achievement, I think, is that this is going to be self-sustaining, and not only that, regenerating local soils for the future. So what are we doing for the future? We have worked really hard in the last 6 months on this project, and we've been observing. That's been a huge thing for us, taking our time, observing what works and looking at the challenges. So what we want to do, we've got 4 objectives. The first is to become ultra brilliant composters. So we really want to focus on making the compost that we produce the most brilliant, microbially dense living compost that we can possibly get. And to do that, it's like being a Michelin star chef in the compost world. So that's our number one objective, is to make our compost an inoculant that is the best that you can get in the local area. The second is to just keep this hub thriving, for it to become an exhibition piece, for it to be a place of beauty, biodiversity with wildflowers and nature, and a demonstrating piece of what you can do with compost, what you can grow, and how you can transform your food waste. So really putting our energies into just this one plot, making this, it's sort of a small giant essentially. The third is to be really fostering our school contacts, so working with Berners Heath Junior School, making sure that we're able to really support them in their composting journey to zero food waste, and making sure that that again is like a pilot piece, that we make our learnings and our observations from that, and then hopefully that would be able to grow in the longer term to other schools as a test piece. And then the third one is to promote our business and school connection. So essentially using our e-cargo bike to recycle food waste from businesses, to be able to collect them, because from January 2025 it's employing over 10 people in a business, it's now your legal obligation to recycle your food waste. So that's our focus, is to be taking food waste from local businesses, transforming it into microbially dense compost, and then donating that back to our local Soil Squad schools, Stags for example, popping it into their school garden. So again, businesses and schools are connected, and we're that sort of central glue to secure that circular economy within the whole of St Albans.